mathematicians. Today we're going to be learning about fractions, more specifically about dividing whole numbers by unit fractions. To get us started, we have 5 divided by 1 over 2. So first, we're going to represent 5 wholes. Now that we have 5 wholes, we're going to divide it by half, so we're going to split up all of these into halves. And then I'm just going to go ahead and label out these halves so you can visually see them better. So when we do 5 divided by half, we were trying to figure out how many halves fit into 5 wholes. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So in 5 wholes, we have 10 halves that fit perfectly in there. So 5 divided by half is equivalent to 10. If we didn't have our model, another way we could have gotten this answer is taking our division problem, which is 5 divided by 1 over 2, and multiplied by the reciprocal. So in order to find our quotient, we're going to multiply by the reciprocal. And the reciprocal of 1 over 2 is 2 over 1, because the reciprocal is when we flip our fraction, where the numerator becomes the denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. Now, 2 over 1 is the same thing as 5 times 2. And we know that 5 times 2 is equal to 10. So 5 divided by a half is equal to 10. Let's do another example. Here we have 2 divided by 1 over 5. All right, so first we're going to represent 2 wholes. So we're going to do 2 squares that are fully shaded in. And then we're going to divide each one of these squares into fifths. And then we're going to just label that out so that you can visually see all the fifths in these 2 holes. And now, when we do 2 divided by 1/5, we're trying to figure out how many fifths fit into 2. So, that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So 2 divided by 1/5 is equal to 10. If we did not have our models, another way we could have done it is 2 divided by 1/5 is the same thing if we multiply by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 1 over 5 is 5 over 1. So 5 over 1 is just 5. So we would do 2 times 5, and 2 times 5 is 10. So 2 divided by 1/5 is equal to 10. All right, here we have another example, 4 divided by 1/3. First, we have to represent our 4 wholes. And we're going to do that by representing 4 rectangles that are fully shaded. And we're going to divide them up into thirds. So we're going to do that for every single rectangle we see here and label out the thirds so that you know that they're thirds. Now, we want to figure out how many thirds fit into 4. So, we're going to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So we have 12 1/3 that fit into 4. So 4 divided by 1/3 is equal to 12. Now, if we didn't have our model, in order to divide by 1/3, in order to find the quotient, we have to multiply by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 1 over 3 is the same thing as 3 over 1. And 3 over 1 is the same thing as just 3. So 4 times 3 is equal to 12. So 4 divided by 1/3 is equal to 12. Let's do one more example where we have 3 divided by 1/4. First, we have to represent our 3 wholes. So 1, 2, and 3. And divide each one of these into fourths. And we're also going to label out those fourths so that you could see them. All right? So now we have to figure out how many fourths fit into 3 wholes. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So 3 divided by 1/4 is equal to 12 because we have 12 pieces of 1/4 that fit into 3 wholes. Now, if we didn't have our model, in order to find our quotient, we would have to multiply by the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 1/4 is equal to 4/1. And that's just 4. So 3 times 4 is 12. So 3 divided by 1/4 is equal to 12. And that's it for dividing whole numbers by unit fractions.